Hello, and welcome to another Pages and Pals live show. This is a live show where we just get together and we read together whatever book you are currently reading, not any particular book club book or anything like that. Usually Chloe and Desirai are our other hosts, and then we have guests who are Kathy and Donna, and it's been a lot of fun, and this is a monthly live show, so you guys are more than welcome to stream in every month. We usually do it on the second or third Saturday of every month. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 2 p.m. Pacific Time on this channel. So if you guys are ever interested, for anyone who's watching, on actually joining the actual live show instead of just watching along, you're more than welcome to let us know, and we would love to have you in the actual live show. So we're gonna go ahead and just get started in introducing everybody and letting everybody know what you're reading. I'm currently reading First and Then by Emma Mills. This is Without the Dust Jacket. I'm currently going through a reading slump, for anybody who doesn't know, and this book is very, very short, so I figured it would be very easy to get through. And I have read another book by Emma Mills that I really, really loved, so I figured I would get started on this one. And so far, I'm halfway through the book and I'm really, really enjoying it. Donna, you're right next to me, so you can go next.
Hi, I'm Donna, and I'll be reading The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It was really popular when it came out 2018, I believe, and it's been on my TBR since then. And I'm excited to hopefully my plan is to read I'm actually buddy reading this with two other people from Canada, and I have maybe 22 pages to read until our next discussion this weekend. So my goal is to read, at least finish what I need to read for the buddy read discussion. And I'll pass it on to Kathy.
Cool. I'm Kathy. I'm reading Faces in the Crowd, which is a book that I got through the Life's Library book club. And the reason why I really like that book club subscription is they send me books that often I've never heard of and I probably wouldn't have picked up myself. So it's fun to just get books that I have no idea about, and this is definitely one of them. It's written in a really interesting format. There's no chapter breaks, and it kind of goes back and forth between a contemporary Mexico woman who is working as a translator in New York, but then it's what she's writing, and sometimes her husband reads it and it changes because of that. It's very strange. It's really hard to basically describe. I'm doing a terrible job, but it's also really enthralling. There's all these little details, so it becomes pretty easy to figure out which perspective you're in, even though the breaks are you'll only see a very small amount from this person and then go on to this person. You can still usually tell which perspective it is, even though oftentimes they're not even named. So it's weird, but I'm enjoying it.
So if they're not named, do you ever get confused? Does it get confusing with...
Oh yeah, every once in a while, especially because there was a perspective that just showed up a few pages ago. I'm oh, we're now on the perspective of this dude that she's been talking about. Weird, interesting, okay. And you only get that from the random details that you're getting from all these other ones. So
right,
it's interesting.
Doesn't being that is without these breaks, doesn't it kind of discourage you from reading? Because I was reading another book previously that was translated by it was originally in I believe Mexican. Mm-hmm. And then translate to English, and it had tendency to run along. And doesn't that kind of discourage you from reading?
Not really,
in a way?
Just because it's it doesn't have chapter breaks, but the sections are all very, very short. This right here is just a section, so it's pretty easy to stop on any page because there's always a star marking it as a different section. So you could think of it as super short chapters if you wanted to, but they're really not chapters, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So I am reading The Test by Sylvain Neuvel, who is a Canadian author, and he also wrote the Themis Files. And it's not actually something that I was super interested in. I knew he had written it, and I knew it was a short novella, but just recently Books and Lala mentioned that she read it and how much she gave it 5 stars. And it's about this this guy who's taking a citizenship test in the UK. And so like the way the book is set up is like he's answering the questions, but also telling you about his life. And it's about, you know, the choices he makes and stuff that happens on the test. But the way Books and Lala described it was that it was like an episode of Black Mirror. And she absolutely loved it. And it's only like an hour long. So I was like, might as well knock it out. And that format sounds really interesting. So I'll check it out.
Chloe, you're muted.
I started talking and I was like, wait, I'm muted. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but I'm going to be starting the X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon.
I just saw that book.
I've never read anything by her before. I think her debut came out last year, but this is her adult rom-com, and it's either centered around a radio show or a podcast. I can't remember which one, but I'm really excited, and I need to get it done before it comes out.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're joining us for the first time on these live shows, we do 2 reading sprints. We're going to start with a 25-minute reading sprint first. Again, you can read whatever book you're currently reading. And I do have a timer that we're going to try out this time around so that everybody knows how much time there's left, so that they can eventually, when the timer ends, you guys can stop at a good place. And then we'll talk about the books that we're reading, and then we'll end with a 20-minute sprint. So I'll go ahead and put up the timer now. Okay. That little alarm scared the heck out of me. Okay. So I got about almost 20 pages read. Again, I'm reading First and Then by Emma Mills. This is the second book that I read by her. I'm not a huge contemporary reader. If you're here on my channel, I usually gravitate towards sci-fi or fantasy, and so I rarely pick up contemporaries. But I really like Emma Mills's writing style. Her books are very just like kind of like cotton candy kind of contemporaries. They're very lighthearted. They're very cute, and that's what I'm getting right here. Our main character, she like the guy, like the quarterback, the moody, tall, dark, and handsome kind of guy, clearly likes her, and she's completely oblivious. And sometimes, like, I hate stupid main characters, and she's kind of like that, but she's almost endearing in a way. So I'm really enjoying this book. I can't wait for her to finally realize, hey, this guy really likes you, because she's pining over her best friend, and I'm just like, her best friend's kind of a jerk, and I don't really like him. So again, I'm halfway through the book. The book is not even 300 pages, so I should get done with it very soon, but I really can't wait until this whole pining episode ends. All right, Donna, if you want to go next.
Sure. But however, I want to comment. A lot of girls always end up going for the bad boys until the good boys are like, oh,
yeah, that's true.
You really should like me instead, because I'm so much better for you. I feel like that's usually the way it goes.
Yeah.
I read half of what I needed to read to finish the buddy read, which is a few pages really. But I'm still not sure how I like this book. Like, everyone who have read this told me how great it was, but it's kind of, I'm like at the halfway point already, and I'm feeling like it's falling flat. I was expecting some twists and turns already, but I'm already halfway, and it's not a very long book. It's only like 300 pages, but I'm at the halfway point, and I'm feeling like, are you gonna surprise me yet? Are you gonna give me any twists and turns yet? Nothing as of yet. But I'm like still trying to figure out. Right now, I'm still feeling like, am I gonna like this book, or am I gonna not? And I'm already halfway point. So it's like right now, I don't even know how I feel about it. Because the story is basically about this artist who supposedly may or may not have killed her husband and have kept silence this entire time. It's been a few years already. But nobody know what the story is. But at the same time, like, it's like as if I had not read 100-ish pages with anything going on, because they still haven't gotten the girl to say anything yet. So we don't know what she's thinking, except in her diary. Like, there's a few diary pages of her perspective, but there's still nothing indicating what really happened that day. So I'm hoping the second half of the book is going to redeem itself. Otherwise, this book is probably going to end up falling flat for me completely if it doesn't redeem itself in the second half of the book, because the first half is already gone.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm a little upset about it, because everyone was giving it 5 stars, but I'm like, I don't even know if I want to give it 3 stars yet.
Yeah, I gave that 5 stars. But I also listened to the audiobook, and there's like 2 narrators that did a really, really, really good job. So I feel like that probably had some impact on it as well.
Yeah, maybe I should have picked the audio option, because I have one of the other person who I'm buddy reading it is actually doing the audiobook. So she probably is doing a bit better at it than I am, because all 3 of us we did a discussion for the first 50 pages, and we're both like, nothing's happening yet. It's not going anywhere as of yet. So now it's the second week is coming to an end, and we're probably going to be like still thinking nothing really has happened yet. So I'm hoping that, like you were saying, that it will redeem itself and give it 5 stars that you were giving it. So, all right, it's Kathy's turn.
Yeah, on the comment of that, I don't know if it'll redeem itself for you, because we're all different readers, but the twists and turns are definitely coming. So don't worry, there's going to be some. You're getting there. So I only did about 10 pages because I read slowly. But what's interesting is that now that we have more perspectives, sometimes it takes me longer to realize which perspective I'm in because there's a lot of parallels between the different perspectives. For example, like two of the characters have two children, so it's like you have to really pay attention to how they talk about the children to figure out which perspective you're in, which is kind of interesting. And I keep wondering if like a different character now has a perspective or not. It's hard to tell sometimes. So it's still interesting, but infinitely difficult to talk about.
How far are you into the book? Like halfway?
I'm just about 100 pages and it's only 146 pages.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
But are you enjoying the book?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I just honestly don't know how I'm going to talk about it in my wrap up tomorrow.
Okay, Desiree?
So I had already like started the book that I was reading before today, but I'm at about like 65%. So it's gotten way more intense, and I can definitely see how it would be described as like an episode of Black Mirror because there's like a lot of psychological things happening in it. And for being something that's so short, I don't know. I'm excited because I look forward to talking about this now because I feel like even though it came out a while ago, I don't think it's gotten enough hype. And so
What's the name of the book you're reading?
The Test. And it's by the author that wrote Sleeping Giants.
Oh, okay.
So I also read about 20 pages. I'm discovering that this one is an enemies to lovers, and I feel like it's been a while since I read one of those. So I'm intrigued so far, and I'm interested to see where this one goes.
I have a question for Kathy. Does the book that you're reading have an audiobook? Because with the different multiple perspectives, I wonder if they have like a full cast or like a narrator who can differentiate the voices. And I wonder if that would help with like not, understanding like each different perspective.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't know if it has an audiobook. I didn't look it up to see if my library had it, and even if my library doesn't have it, there's a chance that there is. But I think that kind of the point of it is you're not supposed to always know who's talking until you realize, oh wait, shit, it's somebody else, because now they're talking about this specific detail that you know has to deal with this specific person. So I almost wonder if that's kind of the point, but I don't know. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay, so for everybody who's watching, we're about to go into our second reading sprint. Our second reading sprint is a 20-minute reading sprint. Again, if you're just joining us, just grab whatever book you're reading and we can go ahead and get started.
There is an audiobook.
There is?
It exists. I don't know if my library has it, but I'm going to finish reading the physical book. Just answer your question.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. I feel like these sprints go by really, really fast, especially when you're enjoying the book. So total, I read 42 pages. I know, Kathy, you were saying that you're a slow reader, but I'm also listening to the audiobook at the same time, so it does help.
Yeah. I don't feel so bad now.
Yeah, listening to the audiobook while actually reading the book at the same time it helps helps me process the story better. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying the book. If you guys like contemporaries, Emma Mills definitely one that I would recommend. Author Emma Mills, because her stories are just very lighthearted, and they're kind of like, as I said, like bubblegum kind of contemporaries, very cute, and the characters are just really endearing and adorable. So highly recommended. The book that I am reading is First and Then, and it's very, very short. It's like less than 300 pages, so it's a quick read as well. How about you, Donna? How's your reading going? How many pages did you read and everything?
I'm actually calculating how many pages I read. I was like, let's see, 146. I read a total of like maybe 40 pages since we started. So in total. And right now I feel like it's showing a little more information, sharing more of the Alicia's background. Like I'm up to the part where the psychotherapist is revisiting the gallery and talking to the gallery, the person who was friends with Alicia, and I'm getting a sense that there's going to be more to Gabrielle's brother Max. Like he's probably in on something, that maybe he was one of the reason why she went crazy, especially since it revealed that he actually kind of assaulted her. So I'm thinking there's something going to go on with that. And that cousin of hers is also a little like creepy. Well, and her mother, that cousin's mother, is also a little weird. So I'm thinking maybe there's something going on with that too. So I'm hoping that those will reveal more information for me as I'm reading towards, hopefully, since everyone's saying that the twists and turns are going to happen soon. So I'm hoping that's where the twists and turns are going to head into. So I'm looking forward to that. It seems like it's getting more information is being put together, so I'm hoping it does end up being a good read.
Sweet.
So yeah, and I read past my required read for the discussion on Sunday or Monday, so I'm looking forward to the discussion with my buddy read friends. And Kathy, your turn.
Nice. I think I read like 18 pages because, again, I read slowly. It's definitely still like, who is this? But like in a really good way, and you usually figure it out. So I just want to see how these characters are going to end up. It's the type of novel that I probably wouldn't pick up myself, just because it's like, it seems very literary, and also it seems way smarter than me, which is intimidating. So it's one of those books where I'll probably be like, well, it feels like it was really well written and interesting and stuff, but I don't think I got everything out of it that it was giving, so how do I rate this?
How many narratives so far have you read?
I think that there's like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. It depends.
Okay.
Because, yeah. Also, the audiobook has 2 audiobook narrators, and just by looking at their names, I assume that one's male and one's female, so that might have actually been helpful, because there's been a few times where I thought I was reading the female's characters thing, and it turned out to be the male. So who knows if the audiobook would have been more helpful, but this is the book that I physically got in the mail, so this is the way I'm reading it.
So I'm at about 88%, and I'll probably finish this as soon as this is done. But it's kind of like at the climax of the story where shit is hitting the fan, and it just got really, really intense. I kind of didn't want to put it down, but it's for like such a short book. I think it has a lot of impact.
So on mine, I think total I probably read around 40 to 50 pages in both sprinting sessions.
Wow.
Not much has happened since the last check-in, but I think I'm gonna like this one. I'm interested to see where it's going, but not much of a change since the last update.
Okay. All right. Well, I was just reading the comments here. Looks like the Bookish Porcupine, she read 30 pages. So looks like everybody's really enjoying the books that they're reading, and I'm very glad. For those of you who are watching and would like to join us for our next live show is going to be on February 13th. So that's the day before Valentine's Day. And I believe the day after Chinese New Year, right, Donna? That's what you said? Okay. So again, February 13th. It is a Saturday. It's always, the live shows here are always on Saturday. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 2 p.m. Pacific Time if you're all on the other side of the country. So I hope you guys join us. Thank you so much for being here and reading with us. I really love these live shows. I think they're really, really fun. And as someone who's going through a reading slump, it really kind of makes me read. So we'll see everybody on our next live show. And by the way, before I end this, everybody's links is down below if you guys want to check out anybody who's on this live show. All right. Bye.
Bye.